Uh, okay, students, in the last class we have discussing about the loop and some of the programs also. We have I have shown you that how to uh, do some programs using the for loop by giving the range and how it being iterating over the list and other things, right? So we can give a range, or we can also give what over a list. It can also iterate automatically, right? This we have read in our previous classes. So this is about the for loop. Now we will go to another kind of loop is the while loop. While loop that you have already used in our C language as well. Here you have in the while loop, the syntax is similar, is while condition, then the statements to be repeated if the condition is true. While condition, then the statements to be repeated if the condition is true. The only thing is that you have to give a colon just after the condition. So while condition with a colon, correct? While condition with a colon, so that if the condition satisfies, it will execute these statements, correct? So if you see over here, let me go for Python. Yeah. So I may go for, suppose the same code I may type. So I take a variable count equals to 0, while count less than 5, it is followed by a colon. Colon is must. This has to be after one one tab. So what it is doing? The printing the value of count. Count is equal to count plus 1. So these two statements are inside the while loop. So the number of statements that you write after the one tab, it will be considered as inside the while, right? If I want to have another condition inside this, suppose I write if count equals to 5, if count equals to 5c, this if condition is inside the while. So my tab must start from here, right? If count equals to 5, then print something. Sorry, the count, if count equals to 3, the number encountered is 3, right? So what happened? This if condition inside this while, however, this print is inside this if. So if I try to execute the code, save it in a file, and I want to execute, see, it is actually printing from 0 to 4, and whenever 3 is encountered, it is printing this line as well. The number encountered is 3, correct? So as I have given count less than 5, so it is being continuing from 0 to 4. So how it is different from for loop? How it is different from for loop? If the same has to be written in for loop, then I would have written for I in range, correct? So 0, 5, then I would have written print I. So I would have written, sorry, I forgot to give the colon over here. Is it understood? So the same thing, either I can do it by using the for loop, or I can do it by using the while loop. The only thing is that in S,
Sir, but in the for loop we don't have to, if we are writing a loop for increment purpose, in for loop we don't have to mention any increment part, but in while loop we have to increment the variable.
Thing is that first is while loop is used when you have other conditions as well, less than, greater than, equals to this and this, that you are not giving in for loop. Your for is actually over a list, over a range, correct? So when you write in over a range, it automatically increments by 1. Whether you, this is default is 1 actually, whether you give or not. But if I give from 5 to 0, then I have to mention. If it is 5 to 0, then I have to mention -1. Step is -1. So it is actually iterating, automatically incrementing the value of I or decrementing the value of I. In case of a while, what it does, we can give conditions greater than, less than equals to, greater than equals to, not equals to, and or these things we can give in while a particular condition is not satisfied. Here for loop is generally being used when we have to iterate over a list of values, a range of values. Automatically it will go to the next element and it will do the operation. Is that understood?
Yes, sir. Now clear.
Sir, it will take one automatically. Default, it will take.
Default is 1. So if I write just 0, 5, 0, 5, it default is 1. Default is 1. Whether you specify or not, its default is 1. But if I write map 5 and 0, then I have to specify the step as -1. That has to be there. Only the default 1 increment is there inside the for loop. But if I write a list over here, for I in a list I will write, so automatically it will take 1 character. Suppose str equals to something I will write over here. Then for I in str, if I write, see over here, if I write for I in str, automatically it will be incremented by 1 character, because str is a string. This what I have written is actually this string, so it automatically iterate over each of the character. Correct? If I give a list, similarly it will iterate over each of the element. Correct? So but here what you have, it is not a range or list or it is a sequence. It's not like that. It is a condition over here. As long as the condition is true, it will execute. If it is false, it will come out. That is the difference between where the for and while loop is being used. Can you guess the output of the second one? N equals to 10, I equals to 1. Just see over here, I'm just copying it down and to this my program. Okay, this is my program. Can you see that what will the output of this?
So the screen is not up. Yes.
Screen not visible? Hello?
Visible, sir. It's visible.
Visible, sir.
Okay, now just see over here, I take n equals to 10 and I equals to 1, sum is 0, 3 variables I have initialized, just initialize 3 variables, right? While I less than equals to n, any doubt?
So it will add all the numbers. No,
Yes,
sir.
yes, okay, okay. So it will, what it will do, it will, as I am starting from I and every time I am incrementing I, so starting from 1 to 10, it will go on, that means it is a sum of first 10 natural numbers. It is the sum of first 10 natural numbers. So sum of first 10 natural numbers, you will run it, I'll get the first 10 natural number is this. Correct? So this is the way how the for loop works over here. This is the way it is. Now just look over here. What do you have? We have, suppose for example, n equals to 5. We have initialized n equals to 5. While n greater than 0, condition satisfies because n is greater than 0. While n greater than 0, print n. So it will print 5, n is equal to n minus 1. So n will become 4. Condition satisfies, it will print up to what? N is greater than 0, so it will print up to 1. While it will come out, it will print blast off, so this will be get printed. And if I come out after that, when the the control will come out of the loop. At that time, what will be the value of n? When n greater than 0, that if it is 1, it is continuing. But if it is 0, it is not continuing. That means while n is equal to 0, it is coming out of the loop. Therefore, when you print n, it will print 0. Just see over here, this is the corresponding flow chart, that if it is greater than 0, as long as it is true, it is doing the thing, it's again checking. So this loop, this is actual loop, is continuing over here. And the moment it becomes equals to 0, it comes out and print blast off, and then print another is left over here. Then again it will and then when n is equals to 0, it will come out and it will print what? It will print the blast, correct? And after that, again this statement will also be get executed. Which one? The print n statement, that is n equals to 0, will also be get printed. Is the diagram understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you tell me, this is another loop over here, the similar kind of loop. Is there any problem in this loop? I have written n equals to 5, similar, same thing. I print if n is greater than 0, it will print this, it will come over here, if no, it will come over here. Is there any problem in this? Do you find any problem over here? If n is greater
It will
than,
print leather and
Only once it will print
infinite
only
time.
once the
Because there are no increment and it
yes, correct. So what you have, we have n equals to 5, n greater than 0, it will print, but we don't have any decrement over here. We do not have any decrement over here. The condition always satisfies. So therefore, it will go on printing this leather and rinse for infinite number of times. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So here, the no decrement is the decrement. That means either the increment or decrement has to be given in the while loop. It's not like for loop, automatically it will increment or decrement over the sequence. It is not like that. We have to, if it is from higher to lower, we have to give decrement. If it is from lower to higher, then we have to go for increment of the counter variable. Now look to the next one, and here you say, now what is the output of this loop? What is the output of this loop? I take a variable n equals to 0. You can see over here.
dry up, sir.
N is greater.
Dry up.
Okay. Yes, correct. So why it is? Because n equals to 0. The moment you write while n greater than 0, it is not doing anything. It's not, condition is false. Once condition is false, it will not go over here. Rather, it will come out to the dry off. Is it understood? N equals to 0 while n greater than 0, that means the condition doesn't satisfy, so therefore it will come out. One, I will show you the code as well. See, this is the program. So n equals to 5 and this doesn't satisfy. So just look over here. If I execute, there is something. Okay, see over here. This is the first one or second one I have copied. Oh, first one I have copied. So 5 greater than 0. So it is printing from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we have blast off, and when it is printing the value of n, it is 0. It is 0. But if I go for the second question, second one, this one, if I go for, you will find that the condition doesn't satisfy. here the condition doesn't satisfy, so it will come out of the try. See, n is equal to 5. Now n greater than 0 doesn't satisfy, so it will come out. So sorry, it is always greater than 0. I have taken n is equal to 5, so it's always greater than 0. N is equal to 5 is always greater than 0, so it will print these two for infinite number of times. N is greater than 0 or not? N is equal to 5 I have taken, so 5 greater than 0, so this will print for infinite number of times. Now if I go for this one, so let me close here. Here n is equal to 0 and the condition n is equal to 0, does it satisfy? So it doesn't satisfy, so therefore simply it gives dry. Yes. Okay, so now look into this. We will go for another two statements. One is called break, another is continue. Break and continue, the meaning that you have used in the C language as well. The break is used to exit a for loop or while loop. Wherever you have any loop, you just use the break statement. The control comes out of that structure. Similarly, if you use a continue statement somewhere inside the loop, the control loops back to the beginning of the loop. Now question is that if I have 2-3 loops over there, in nested loops are there. If I have 2-3 nested loops, from which loop it will come out if I use a break? It says that it will come out from the innermost loop. From the innermost loop. Similarly, for the continue statement, it will come out from the innermost loop. Correct? So look over here into this statement. I have count equals to 0 while true. While true means while 1. True is 1, false is 0. So while 1. So control will definitely get into the loop because it's always true. So it will print the count. Count equals to count plus 1. It will become 1. If count is greater than 5, it will come out. What is the condition I have given to come out? That if count greater than 5, greater than equals to 5, break. Break means it will come out from this while loop. This should come out from the while loop. Intentions are not proper. Let me give it again. Where should I give break? After 2 taps. Correct. So what I have given that if it is while true, it will print the value of count, that is 0. It will become 1. 1 greater than 5 false. It will continue. So look over here. I will go like this. I will print. So it is printing from 0 to 4. Is that clear? So once the condition satisfies, it will go to this break statement. Break statement will take the control out of the loop, out of the inner loop. Here we have one loop, so therefore it will come out of the while loop only. Similarly, this is not only for loop, this can also be work out for the, this is not only for while loop, this can also work out for the for loop as well. Just see over here and can you guess that what will be the output of this one?
So 1 3 5 7 9.
So my input, what it does, so it x is in the range of 10, so it is from 0 to 9, right? 0 to 9. So every time if it is even, it doesn't do anything, it will continue up to this. Continued statement will bring back the control to the beginning of the loop. So if it is a even number, you just take the control to the beginning and continue for the next iteration. and if it is not even, then it will print this statement. Correct? Just see over here, it is printing this 1 3 5 7 9. Is that clear? Just think of, if I will have a slight modification, I just put the print over here. I just put the print over here. Can you tell what will be the output?
10, sir. So 10.
Just see over here. If I just take the control out of the loop, none of the condition is being satisfied. None of them is being satisfied. See over here. Because 1 modulo 3 is not 0, but I don't have to do anything. This statement is not inside the for loop. The print x is not inside the for loop. Correct? So therefore, even if the if it is an even number, it comes to the beginning of the loop. But if it is an odd number, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. Correct? So therefore, what is the value of x? X is from 0 to 9. It is not like while loop that every time it is being incremented. It is done automatically. So what in actually it is being done, when you write range of 10, it takes the value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it makes a list kind of thing. It makes a list kind of thing. Then just see over here. If I write print a range of 10, just see over here. Print list of range 10. See over here. The moment you are writing this range of 10, it is nothing but it will be converted into like this. So every time it is not that it is being incremented one. It is being automatically iterate over these items. It's actually iterating over these items. So therefore, the I will never become 10. It will go up to 9 only. Is it understood what I am saying? Why it is not giving 10? If I go for while loop, if the same thing, if I go for while loop, suppose I go for while loop by writing the same code, then using while loop, if I want to do the same code, I'll take the same variable x equals to 0 while x less than equals to less than 10. While x less than 10, what it is doing? The same thing I'll write. If x modulo 2 equals to 0, then write continue, all else write print x. See over here, this code so look over here. I'm trying to execute this code. This code is same as this code or not? For x in range of 10, here I have written while x less than equals to 10. And I have to increment the value of x. I just have to increment the value of x. I will write x equals to x plus 1. This is now becomes the what? The equivalent code, and I try to execute it. And I try to execute the same. I have not written the print statement perhaps. While x equals to 0, while x less than 10, if x Line number 8, some problem is there. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is their problem? While x so maybe say that is there in the memory. I will take some other variable that a equals to 0 while a less than 10. Then 10 if a modulo 2 equals to 0, then it should continue. Else it doesn't should not do anything. And at last I need to print the value of a, and in between I want to increment the value of a, so a is equal to a plus 1. Keyboard interrupt, where is the problem? Line number 8 in module while x. Should not give an error. Not to one spaces. Maybe some problem over here in this. Let the maybe previous program has not been ended. Oh, for a in the range of 10. Then it should take over here. Why it is not taking? I don't know. We are not maybe they are. Now you see here it is giving 10, where the previous one it is giving 9. Can you see that what is the difference between this? Why it is giving 9 and 10? In the previous case, the range, while I was giving the range was defined and the variable was iterated over that range only. So there is no increment of variables, that is just iterating over the items. But here you have increment over the variables, correct? Is it clear? So that is the reason it should also take, but I don't know why it is not taking. Maybe it's a bracket or somewhere it may be missing. If a modulo 2, if I check for each of the value, if it is 0, then should continue. I've just given the maybe somewhere. But anyway, so this has to be while loop. Just remember that it has to increment the value, whereas in X it is iterating over the sequence. Okay, can you have any doubt on this first? Any doubt on this incrementing and the okay. Now see over here, if I go for okay, so what actually the break statement do? The break statement ends the current loop and jumps to the statement immediately following the loop. Ends the current loop and jumps to the statement immediately following the loop. So it's like a loop test that can happen anywhere in the body of the loop. So like suppose while true, so it will enter into the loop. Input greater than, that means this symbol will come and I will input some string over here. I will input some text. Suppose this symbol came, I input the hello there, correct? And once I input it, the hello there is being stored in the line. So if line equals to done, is it hello there is done? No. So if it is not, it will come over here, it will print line. It will print line means it will print hello there, correct? So while true means again it will come over here, it will ask for another one. I type finished, it doesn't match, so it will print and come out. It will come over here, I input another one, done, and now it matches. So it will break. Break means it will come out over here by printing what? Printing done, correct? So we will have a input. If input equals to done, then do this. Otherwise, it will print whatever we have inputted, and when it will come out, it should print this done. So I just save it and I'll run it. See, so I'll input something over here. And while true, go for executing the code. So I input something, it continues. I input another something, it continues. I input done, and then it is being printing this done over here, correct? So as long as your input is some other thing, it is if it is not matching, it is just printing it. Once it matches, the break statement will take out to the out of the loop to print this done, correct? So this is the way the break statement. Just see over here and tell that what will be the output of this. Just look into this and say what will be the output. For val in string, if val equals to I, should continue. Otherwise, it's just print val and should come out.
strng.
strng and what it will print?
And
And
The
this
end.
one,
And
yes, that will also be get print. So over here, I just this print val must be over here. strng and the end. Correct? So it is, you can see over here. And if you want to print the end, the next line, you just print over here. After that, you type only a print statement. Then print to the back. So you can see over here, this is printing on the same line. I have already told you that if end equals to this I am giving, it will be printed on the same line. Right. Now, can you guess what will be the output for the second one? Instead of continue, I just type break. The same code, instead of continue, I just type the break. What will be the output then?
str the end.
Str the end. Correct. So it will come out from there, and instead of typing continue, if I just type break over here, so it will just see what it's doing. str, and it will come out, and that will print the end. Str, I will set condition satisfied, will come out and it will print these two. Correct. Now, so this is about the for loop and while loop. In some cases, it is not exactly in practice. In some cases, the for loop may be used with the else statement may be used with a for loop. The else statement may be used with a for loop. That is not there in any other language. We do not find this else condition in a loop. This says that the else part is executed if the items in the sequence used in for loop exhaust. That means if I have some sequence of items, maybe from in a list I have given. So it is iterating over each item in the list. Suppose it is being over, then it will come out. While coming out, it will go to the else part, execute it and come out. Even if you do not give else part, then also it will execute. This doesn't mean that else is quite necessary. It is not that necessary. Even if you do not write and write in the same line without intention, it will do the task. It says that if the sequence items are being exhausted, then you can come out by executing the else statement. Suppose I have a range from 0 to 10. I want to print 0 to 10 whenever that 0 to 9, and whenever it is comes out, it should do something and come out. In that case, I can go for a else statement. So else statement may be attached to the for loop. But do remember that whenever a break statement can be used, whenever suppose I have a break statement is also there inside the for, then this break will not make the else statement to be executed. It will take the control out of the loop. Because this else is for the for, therefore the break statement will take the control out of the for, ignoring the else part. The break statement can be used to stop a for loop. In such case, the else part is ignored. So now this else is a part of the for loop. It is not, this else is not for if. There is no if over here. There is no if. This is the else for the for loop. So if a break statement is given, so then this else part will be ignored. Correct? So hence for for loops, else part runs if no break occurs. That means this else part what I have written over here, it will be executed if I do not have any break statement. If I do not have any break statement. Is that clear? Anyone having doubt of this else statement for else?
Sir, 1 second, please.
सर और explain कर दिया